magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
What up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? Sorry about being late. Even the way that the whole thing is framed is all messed up. So we updated our streaming stuff, and everything got deleted. Everything got messed up. We had to pretty much manually put everything back in. Yeah, so there was a little bit of PC issues. Thank you to Mikey and Louie and letting everyone know what's going on. Yeah, we got pretty freaked out. I literally went to log into my streaming stuff, got everything ready for the live stream, all the slides, everything, turned it on, everything was deleted. Damn. So I had to go back and do it all again. But we're here. Everything's good now. Probably should fix the resolution on this. This looks pretty bad. Man, everything looks pretty bad, actually. Oh, my goodness. This is what happens, guys. We're doing it live. Let's zoom in. How do we zoom in? Got to fix all of this stuff. We're doing it live in the moment. Didn't fix anything. Oh, man, now you can't see my head. Anyways, good enough. How are we all doing, guys? It's the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. I'm your host, Proto Man. This is the face that runs this place. This is the voice that you hear Monday to Friday, and it is Saturday. And despite all the drama and all the PC issues, we are here today to talk Transformers. We are here to talk about some interesting news that dropped late last night, early morning, courtesy of JT Prime 17. This was something we kind of knew. We'll get into that in a moment. I feel like I'm going to be doing a bigger segment about this later in the week, really breaking it down, because a lot of people have been contacting me about it and wanting my 2 cents. But we're going to get into the news. We're going to cover some new Transformer product that we learned this week. We're going to talk about some stuff that we got gifted from some friends who came just back from China. So we got some cool stuff too to talk about. Not really Transformer related, but people will probably dig it. And just chill this Saturday night, relax, enjoy the world of Transformers, get away from the negativity of it all, and just enjoy it. So who do we got here? We got T-Formers 2002. We got Mikey and Louie. We got James Hopkins. We got one of our super chat dudes of Kevin PH. Who else do we got here? We got Will Murphy, Michael Koo, Ibrahim is here, Patrick Brown. I'm not missing nobody. Robotimus Toys. JR Mina from the Philippines. A lot of people here today. Everyone popped up. Thank you for your patience for running a little late, but I mean, I wanted to make sure Horned Owl is here too. Yeah, there's Horned Owl. I was wondering. Orlando Chavez is here. Talib is here. Everyone's popping in slowly. But yeah, great stuff. So we're going to jump into it here on the Transformer Slag podcast. Larry's here too. He just popped in. Excellent. So once again, if you want to participate, hit that super chat down there. Participate and help support the podcast. Let me know your feedback and we will read it here live. Otherwise, we have our YouTube members on the side. Those are the names in the green. They could also participate too. So let's jump into it. We're going to cover first some Transformers Earthspark news. This is a toy line and a show that is pretty much on its way out. I know there's a second season planned, but it's pretty clear now that Hasbro is kind of packing it in and moving on to whatever's going to be the next thing. And we got the next wave of 2024, Wave 1 2024 Earthspark stuff. I'm going to start with the Tacticons. One is a straight-up repaint, and one of them is a brand new mold. We got a Wheeljack that is just a straight-up repaint of the Bumblebee, which I don't think that's the best mold to use, but sure, whatever, just to get product out there. And you got a Tacticon Twitch, so if you really like her, well, now you could use her as a finger puppet. Finger your Twitch, as I like to say, giggity. It is what it is. And then, of course, we got the One Step. This one's kind of cool just because, hey, this might be the only Skull Cruncher Earthspark toy we'll get, which is kind of depressing when you think about it, but I don't know. They don't want to stand by this show anymore. They're kind of done. So We got our Skull Cruncher, which uses a similar transformation to all the others we've gotten up to this point that are car-based, kind of has that switchblade kind of split in half transformation. And we got a one-step of Alita, so now Alita gets another toy too, so that's pretty good at least. More female figures being added to the mix. I dig that. We also got Warrior Class, and yeah, if you needed a Bumblebee Warrior class, sure. He's now part of every price point. So, I mean, if you want the best Bumblebee, personally, I feel it's the Japanese version of the deluxe class. So, if you want to get your best boy Bumblebee, I would get that one. And even same thing, Warrior class Twitch. I guess it's just for the kid market because I can't imagine a hardcore collector would want this one when number one, you have essentially the the deluxe class, but even more so the deluxe class that is the Japanese repaint, which is really screen accurate. So that's pretty hype. And speaking of deluxe classes, of course, we also have the Prowl and the Thrash that we do know is coming at some point. And we do have photos. We don't have photos of the deluxe class Jawbreaker or the Aftermath. We have a Warrior Jawbreaker, but we have not seen the deluxe class Jawbreaker. I'm going to assume it's just also the Dino one. It's not going to be the Terran version. And Aftermath, we don't know what that character is. We don't know. But yeah, Earthspark is kind of on its way out. There is one more season planned. We don't know how that's going to turn out. But the toys are pretty much just barely chugging along. Retailers are not happy with the sales of it. Of all the Transformer products and all the Transformer lines and sublines that have been put out over the past like 12 months, Earthspark was the worst performing of the bunch. So I don't know. I've gone into long talks a lot of times about, you know, how we measure the success of a Transformers series or a line. And I always kind of look at, how Beast Wars was a TV show. And regardless if you liked Beast Wars or not, it led to product being moved. And specifically in that Series 3 transitional year into the Transmetal line, Beast Wars was the number one selling toy in 1997, beating the PlayStation 1, beating the N64. Video games were always like the number one holiday selling items. So Beast Wars did its job. Regardless if you like the show or not, it did its job. And I move forward where it's like then you look at Beast Machines and that didn't move toys. It wasn't received well. The toys were not received well. Retailers didn't want anything to do with it. And there was a transitional period as a result of that, which led to Car Robots and the Unicron trilogy. Hasbro had to make a left when they went right, and vice versa. So it's something where, I mean, Earthspark is not cooking, really not cooking, and it's probably we're not going to see much of it in the future. They'll probably just force out that season 2, and then that might be the end of it. And then there probably will be a lot of stuff going on afterwards, maybe a new series. I do feel Transformers 1 might be an indication of a direction they might want to go with, but we'll see. We will see. But it is what it is, unfortunately. So if you are a fan of Earthspark, it's probably not the best news, but we'll see what happens in the near future. Next up, we got Cybertron Fest in Singapore that's going to be happening next week. Obviously, most individuals in the chat here will not be able to attend, although JR Mina could probably take a quick flight. But the point is that the big takeaway from this next week, which will be on the Saturday and the Sunday, the 9th and the 10th of December, we will be seeing our latest Titan class figure. Obviously, the rumors are it's going to be that tidal wave. It could be something else. I mean, I'm just keeping my mind open here where it could be tidal wave, but maybe they might want to go, hey, we know you're expecting tidal wave, but we're actually showing you a different Titan class. I mean, heck, we're going to be talking about a different commander class today that isn't what we think. So it's not out of the question. Maybe we'll get a crazy Titan class that's studio series based. Who knows? Who knows? So they did say, actually, now that I think about it, they did say it was going to be Legacy United. So it could be a Generation Selects. Who knows? We'll see. We will see. Obviously, if you were a betting man, it's going to be Tidal Wave. But I also like to keep my mind open that it could be. It could be something else. Could be something else on top of the Tidal Wave that we will get. So we will see. We will see. But Tidal Wave is coming. at some point. So we do know that. We will get a nice big Titan class reveal next week. So we'll definitely be talking about it here on the Transformers Slag podcast and break that down. There's also going to be a exclusive at the show. I did a deep dive just a couple days ago. If you want to know everything that's going to be happening at the Cybertron Fest, all the events, all the exclusives that will be available, and the reveals, go check out that individual segment. I break it down with visuals and everything, like I always do. So go check it out. Go check it out. We also have the last wave of Rise of the Beast mainline products, and it kind of goes out with a with a nothing. Just some repaints of Bumblebee movie stuff, pretty much. Uh, the second most underperforming Transformers line probably was Rise of the Beast. This one I can't confirm because I never asked retailers how that was performing. And it was kind of hard to measure because they did order a lot of product. So there's just so much of it on the shelves and just a lot of it was not moving. Obviously, us hardcore collectors, we kind of put all our energy and money into the Studio Series versions, into maybe the Warrior class ones or the deluxes that were available there. Like we weren't going to pick up the one steps. We weren't going to pick up, the flex changers and a lot of that stuff and the smash combiners and all that those things. Sure, some of them are kind of cool, but a lot of it just kind of lingering, and it is unfortunate, but this is just how it is. They tried something, it wasn't received well, and now they're just going to pivot and do something else. I had this discussion on my Discord where I was saying that you can't kill the Transformer line. You can't. Even if a Transformer line does ridiculously poorly, it doesn't kill the brand. All it does is make Hasbro take a step back, evaluate what happened, and then do usually very different what they did before. They actually do learn from their mistakes. They just have to be really big mistakes. They can't just be, oh, we lost a little money. No, if they lose a lot of money, they're going to pivot and they'll change things up. It happened twice in its history. G2 was a complete disaster. 2 years of not making money on a very safe move, being very G1, even though it was G2. That it led to Beast Wars and Beast Wars being very successful, and then Beast Machines not being successful, and retailers wanting nothing to do with the blue packaging, as they called Beast Machines, and having to go to something that was RED or RID in Robots in Disguise or the red packaging. And then, of course, that was a good era. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So that's the end of Rise of the Beast. But we will still get our fix of Rise of the Beast product through Studio Series and Buzzworthy. So there will be other ways that you could probably get those characters in a better form. But the big news today, and again, I feel like I'm going to do an individual segment about it, but it's the dropping of a listing courtesy of JT Prime 17 of a Tra-Gen Studio Series Commander class, Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Now, I'm not going to dive too much into this. It's something I feel I could probably do a full segment with nice visuals and photos and comparisons with you guys of why I feel this is totally fine. I know there was a lot of people that were not happy about this. But those are individuals that don't see the bigger picture. A lot of it is grounded in selfishness, meaning I already got this, so I don't need this. But they don't understand the bigger picture. Number one, let's just pull this up quickly. A lot of them are like, look, I got Earthrise Optimus Prime. Why are they doing this? Look at Earthrise Optimus Prime. Look at the truck mode specifically. They did it on purpose that it doesn't look 100% G1. They knew what they were doing. I've said this many times. They always put a way out. When they do mainline stuff like, United or like whatever, if they feel that it's not going to be the last time they're doing it, are you going to give them the best thing ever? What's up, Damon? Are you going to give them the best thing ever? Or are you going to leave a little wiggle room out that you could always get them to buy it again? And people need to remember too, Earthrise Optimus Prime was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah, okay, it got like package refreshed in Kingdom, but it really debuted 4 years ago in Earthrise as a leader class. And that was 4 years ago. And in my opinion, 5 years in Transformers is a whole different audience. Every 5 years, we get new people that join the hobby. There's always a new refresh of people that come in. And consider 4 years. What is 4 years, really? Well, I'll tell you what 4 years is. 4 years is the entire run of Beast Wars. 94 to 99 was 4 years. So you're trying to tell me that people who bought, like, let's say, a Wave 1 Cheetor toy have no right to buy any kind of new Cheetor toy 4 years later? So it's something where they're going to do it again. They're going to improve it. They're going to make it look screen accurate. They're going to make it look show accurate. And the Earthrise one, look, I bought it. I have the Earthrise one. I have the repaints, but it is what it is. They're going to make you buy it again. And they're going to make you buy it again because it's going to look better. And if you're angry about it, well, then you haven't been a student of the game this long. You really haven't. You know, like during all of this, we also got a brand new Masterpiece 3.0. No one was complaining about the MP10 that they bought, like, what was it, 8 years ago? And the MPO1 that prior to that one, they bought like 7 years ago. It's just, if you're part of this hobby, this is not something that should be a surprise. It's also the 40th anniversary, so that should also not be a surprise. This isn't aimed just at people that have been buying every Optimus Prime that's been coming out. This is aimed at casual fans, relapsed fans, fans that have been gone for years, new fans. It's going to be the 40th anniversary. There's people that are going to be walking in that Walmart aisle, and they're going to be seeing a nice big Commander class 40th anniversary Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And just maybe, we'll get their dollar. But I'll go deeper into it and all the other things probably this week in an individual segment. But I do feel the Commander class, because people are confused by it, the size is going to be the same. The size will be the same, but it's what they put into it that's going to make all the difference from the Earthrise leader. So stay tuned for that one for sure this week on the Transformer Slag podcast. But yeah, that's it more or less for the news. But that's the one definitely that a lot of people are talking about. I know people are going to be super chatting about it too and everything. So it is something that, you just got to understand that that's just it. And I get it. There's a lot of people that are not feeling it. I get it. But this has been the same story forever. It really, really has. And it should be no surprise. It really should be no surprise. Let's get into some sponsorship, and then we'll open up some cool stuff and show some cool stuff to people too while we wait for some super chats and open it up to that. Of course, Symbiote Studios, if you have not already picked up their Slag, that they still have some left. And of course, the Ultra Magnus is coming soon, so check out that one. But a lot of stuff is selling out. Symbiote just recently had a sale, and there's very few product left on their website. There will be a bunch of new Transformer stuff coming into 2024, but if you have hesitated on picking up stuff, I heavily suggest you go to symbiotestudios.com and pick them up now. There's not much left. People kind of went crazy for the holidays and picked stuff up for their loved ones, and there's very little left. So I heavily, heavily suggest, if you have not picked up your Dinobots, pick them up. If you have not picked up your Hound or your Seekers, pick them up, or your Shockwave, personal favorite, or your Primal. Get it while you can, because when they're gone, they will be gone. So check that out, symbiotestudios.com. And of course, if you're also interested in all the other Hasbro-related stuff. Also, we have the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. And we have a brand new segment talking about, dare I say, perfect Optimuses. We talk about the history of Masterpiece and how it was created, and specifically MPO1 and how that got off the ground. And so check that out, of course. And of course, if you want to support Aaron Archer even more, he has his brand new art book, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 2, Color Edition, available on archermonster.com/shop. The man who worked on all of the Unicron trilogy, Beast Wars toys that you love, movie stuff, everything and the like. 14-year history with Hasbro, making all the toys you grew up with. Pick up his art book, Color Edition, for $20 off of archermonster.com/shop. And for an extra $15, he'll sketch on the inside your favorite robot in disguise. And also, there's a sale on some items. Some of the instruction prints that are painted have gone on sale. So go also check out in his shop if you're interested in picking up some cool custom one-of-a-kind instruction paintings painted on the original 20 to 30-year-old instructions of some characters, actually 15 to 20 years old, most of them. You could even get some comics that have some custom art on it. Everything there, a lot of the stuff is on sale. Go check it out to archermonster.com/shop. These will sell out and they're one of a kind. So when those are gone, those are gone. More will be added to the store in the near future, but these are the ones that are up there right now, including the Lego ones. Go check them out. Some of these are on sale. Amazing art, as always. Check it out, archermonster.com/shop. We got 2 super chats. Thank you for all the sponsors, by the way. Symbiote. Andeceits is on its way out. So, but thank you, Andeceits, for sponsorship throughout the years. Alden Tolbert with the $2 super chat. All we need now is Studio Series 86 Megatron. Well, I mean, Alden, like, let me tell you, if it does happen, um, it'll be quite the wild. I mean, the best way it could happen for us, and I know people won't agree with it, but the best way it could happen where at least fans would be satisfied is Takara does something exclusively on their end. Studio Series 86 Megatron, Japanese exclusive, not available on the Hasbro Pulse website. You'll have to get it through other means, Big Bad Toy Store or TF Source or any of the other partner affiliates. They'll have to do, like, what would make people satisfied would be that. The reality is Hasbro's not going to pass up an opportunity to make a Megatron for themselves. It's probably going to be something that's super screen accurate, that transforms into a tank, and that is it. And but already Earthrise Megatron kind of already does that in a lot of ways. So I feel that we would just be getting that again. So, but I mean, what would make people happy would also be probably the most difficult way to get it. Kind of like Masterpiece Megatron. We got 2 different Masterpiece Megatrons. Both of them had to be imported through third-party sources, not directly through Hasbro. And I mean, that didn't stop people. They were able to pick those up. So it is one way that it could be done. But I know Hasbro, they're not going to pass up a chance to not do a Megatron for the Western market. So that's just kind of how I see it. But thank you for the super chat, Alden. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat for Studio Series Commander Class 86 Optimus Prime. Please give us a new Matrix. Well, I mean, if the sculpt is changed, then hopefully they'll do a new Matrix. I mean, especially if it's a little more bigger and robust. Maybe they'll do a new Matrix that actually opens. Have a little more sculpting to it than instead of it just being like a solid piece of plastic that could just plug into a 3mm or 5mm peg. So that's one way I could see them going about it, to kind of make it different than just using that same sculpt that, I mean, if you're someone that collects that mold, how many times has it been done at this point? Really? But thank you for the super chat, Michael Koo. Got some YouTube member questions. Tom says, I'd be for a Studio Series 86 Megatron if they had to make him a tank instead of a gun. That's the direction I would see them going. Tom Laney says G2 Tank Studio Series Megatron. Well, if they did like Comic Studio Series G2 Megatron. We kind of got that with our very first Studio Series. Not Studio Series, Gen Selects in a lot of ways. That was like our first G2. But if you want like a true one with like the tank body chest, I'm sure they'll do it again at some point. Every so often they revisit that idea and that design, and they give it an homage every so often. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions, guys. One moment. Takar is our only hope, says Abraham. Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's one way to go about it, but it's also kind of risky. Talib, they could get away with a gun if it was a Build-A-Figure. Of course not. The big fear for Hasbro is they don't want to put a product on the shelves that transforms into a gun because they could be responsible for issues. You could argue, oh, well, when I go to, the dollar store, there's like little cap guns and stuff. Yeah, but those are made by smaller companies based in Asia that don't care if something happens. Hasbro's this big company with publicly trading and everything. They don't want to risk it. They really don't want to risk it. So they would never do something like that. It's too risky, in my opinion. Way too risky. Orlando Chavez, I wouldn't mind seeing Studio Series 86 Megatron as a core class where the gun mode is somehow incorporated into the tank. Well, I remember talking with Aaron Archer about this briefly. They did that very small one many years ago. That was like a legend scale. And at the time, they said they were able to get away with it because there was no gun that was that small. And even though they made it that small, they still put a big orange tip on it. And then literally, I think it was like a year after they released that, like at the NRA show, they showed off, oh, look how we made like the world's smallest gun that actually functions and shoots bullets. So that got thrown out the window. So you can't even make it tiny because then there's those risks, as crazy as that sounds. Um, Orlando Chavez says, I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't like most Matrix. What? Wouldn't the Matrix most likely be the same as is compatible with Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus? Well, if it's compatible with the Studio Series Ultra Magnus, that's fine. They could still make it smaller, but they could probably change the sculpt so that it opens or something. Mix it up a bit, make it a little different. And it's not like Magnus was holding it for very long, anyways. Patrick Brown, I'm interested in Studio Series 86 Optimus. How might they justify the $90 price point? Oh, I'm going to get into that, Patrick, probably in the individual segment this week. Um, Definitely I want to do it with visuals, and I want to really show the history of us getting Optimus Prime toys throughout the years based in the G1 style, trailers, everything like that, because I find that people are, the hardcore collectors, they have a memory that I feel is just like one bubble, and they feel like, oh, it was just yesterday when Earthrise came out. But 4 years is a long time in the industry, and a lot of things change. So definitely stay tuned for that later this week. I really want to put something really good together for that. Like I didn't, between all the drama that happened, just getting the live stream together, I wasn't able to put a lot of good slides together to really convey what I want to talk about and show you guys what I want to talk about. It's a lot of business, but it's also just a lot of like muscle memory of the fandom and the casual fans. And the casual fans are important too. You can't leave that out. That's what, moves a lot of stuff. Uh, Kevin PH with the $2 super chat. Have you seen Disney's Wish? Kevin, I have not watched. And when I say Disney, I don't count the Star Wars and the Marvels. I have not watched a Disney movie since, geez, Emperor's New Groove in theaters. I catch, this and that when it's on TV or whatever. I've never been a big Disney guy ever since I was a kid. I liked Peter Pan. I guess that was okay, but I actually like Hook more, which wasn't Disney. Um, like I've never been a big Disney guy, never was a fan of Disney, and never was a fan of the company. Uh, and I felt in a lot of ways that, modern Marvel today is kind of meh. And I love Marvel comics. I still buy I literally bought Marvel comics today, but I'm just not a fan of the movie stuff. It doesn't speak to me, and I don't need it, in all honesty. I read a lot of those stories they're trying to tell badly. I read many times over in the past. Why do I need to watch, terrible Miss Marvel movies when I read the entire run of the 80s Miss Marvel comic books, and then later on the really good 2000s Miss Marvel comic books that I don't need. I don't need to watch crappy movies, waste my money and waste my time. No, thank you. Life's too short for crap. Sorry, Disney, not feeling it. But yeah, Wish. Wish is like every other Disney animated movie. Probably, no joke, will never see it in my life. Unless by chance I have 2 hours free, I have nothing to do, and I'm on my couch. And even then, I'll probably switch the channel and watch like anything but. Not my cup of tea. Too much in life that I could be spending time on. There's so many stuff I haven't seen. Like a friend of mine is angry that I never watched Firefly, the TV series, the old sci-fi TV series. He got really angry at me that I never watched it ever. And he's like, "You got to watch it. It's really good." And I have another friend that's really big into the new Battlestar Galactica. He wants me to watch that. I'm not going to watch Disney's Wish when I could watch, all of that other stuff. So I'd rather rewatch like a whole season of Street Sharks or something. Abraham, but thank you for the super chat. Abraham with the question if Megatron can be made into something like the GI Joe flak tank. Well, again, the G2 Megatron, you know, G2 Megatron was a GI Joe kind of thing. So that's one way to go about it. Tom Laney, if ever maybe you could include Megatron as a tank, but give him a smaller gun. Well, that has been done. Um, Accessories don't count because accessories are so small. Like you could have a small little black gun in the hand of the characters, but they have to be like that. And it's sad because the world's largest, smallest gun that can actually shoot a bullet is this big. So it's already kind of touchy. There's it gets a little crazy, especially when you look at like GI Joe toys and how their handheld weapons are. It's really tough. Mikey and Louie, Megatron has an upside down submarine. Again, if they sneak that in there, they could get in trouble. They could really get in trouble. Something that what looks like a Walter P38, and let's not even get into the licensing. Walter P38 is an actual gun from an actual company that still exists. It has a division here in the West. They're not, for them to copy the Walter P38 and then not license it because they don't want to acknowledge that it transforms into a gun. Walter P38 is going to sue them. And then after they get sued, it's going to bring to light that it transforms into a gun, and that's not going to look good for shareholders. The business side of it is too dangerous to go about. Horndowl, but yet as we speak, there is a gun mode Optimus on the shelves. It's a Nerf gun. It looks absolutely terrible. You can't say that looks like any gun that you would want to own. And the colors are madness. Take all the colors and the shape that Optimus transforms into, turn it now, make it Megatron. You wouldn't buy it. You wouldn't buy it. If that Optimus was a Megatron head on it instead. You wouldn't buy it. You wouldn't buy it. It looks terrible. It's a gimmicky, terrible, non-transformable. What you guys want is not what that Nerf gun was. Trust me, really wasn't. Mikey and Louie, seriously, we have no problem with Megs not turning into a gun because when he does, he shrinks. So an accurate representation would be a small anyways. Well, that's one thing that you could do. That's what Aaron Archer joked about is when they did the MPO1. We talked about it in the here, I'll put it up on the screen. We talked about it on this segment, on the Toy Armada segment. Go check that out. When we did that segment, we talked about how they probably at the time they thought, well, we'll never be able to do a masterpiece Megatron US retail, so they gave a little gun accessory that was to scale. Like, here you go. You know, it is what it is. Would Hasbro do a G2 Megatron? I could see them doing a G2 Megatron. I don't know about a Commander class. That's a bit of an investment, but I could see them doing it a Leader or a Voyager. I mean, again, we got the Gen Selects all those years ago. Eyes on the Ace. Disney is that in-law you're forced to interact with. I actually like my in-laws. My in-laws are very good cooks, so can't hate my in-laws. Disney is more the that annoying friend that nobody calls when we all go to hang out. Let's put it that way, which I wouldn't even call a friend, but I don't like Disney. Never liked Disney, never will. Never went to Disney. I went to Disney World, but I didn't go to Disney World. It was just more because of BotCons and stuff like that. Never was a fan of Disney. And I say this, and like Mikey and Louie says, they like the Loki series. Look, if you like something of it, that's great. But you know what I suggest? Go on the high seas. If you have Disney Plus for just one show, your money's worth more than that. Your hard-earned money is worth way more than that. Go on the high seas, get that one show, and save yourself the trouble. Don't support a company that really doesn't care. Really doesn't care. Kevin PH with the $5 super chat again. Thank you, Kevin. They're making Sandstorm a triple changer next. I hope it's Broadside and Octane. Broadside's, Sandstorm's for sure is going to be one they're going to knock out of the park because that's not a tough one. The Broadside one, I'm curious because the last time we got that Broadside, it was that Voyager class. I really liked that one. So if they do a Broadside today, man, like it would be cool if he's a leader class, but they really they nail that carrier mode. Or wouldn't it be crazy They just retool the tidal wave somehow, and then we get like leader class Springer, leader class Sandstorm, and commander class Broadside. That'd be crazy. I dig that. I don't know. I always liked Broadside as a toy and a character, and I always felt he was always painfully out of scale because he's an aircraft carrier and he should be like huge. Octane will get at some point. Octane is like it's like an Optimus Prime toy or Hot Rod toy. It's sooner more than later. But thank you for the super chat, Kevin. Thank you, thank you. And if they do a broadside, he's got to come with little jets or something that could go on it, like the Titans Return one. Great figure. If you don't have that broadside, go out of your way to pick it up. It's really good. And it's probably cheap now. Probably no one cares about that one anymore. Mikey and Louie, new Battlestar Galactica, Sweet Lord. That show is old now. Well, new, as in the latest one. You know, I don't really follow Battlestar Galactica. My friend is really big into it, so he keeps asking me, like, dude, why aren't you watching it? You should watch it. T-Formers 2002, the Core Class Megatron did that. Yeah, the Core Class Megatron came with a gun accessory. Exactly. And that's about as far as we're going to go. You know, it's so tiny that they could get away with that. And it's so tiny that the veneering and detail is a not for it 100% to be a Walter P38. It's kind of like how Armada Hotshot is an Audi, but not. So Audi doesn't sue them, you know? Orlando Chavez, what are some characters that might have long shot odds of being revealed as a Titan class? I don't know. Majin Zarek from the Beast Wars second movie. That would be cool. Speaking of something that transforms into an aircraft carrier, that would be a cool one. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but if it came out, I'd be all over it just because it's that short list of characters that number one don't have toys yet, that have been around for 20 plus years, that desperately need one, but also would be very difficult to do. Botanica falls on that list too, although I feel Botanica could happen now. It's just a matter of if they want to do it. I've said it before, like a broken record, she could have easily been in BotBots just to get that trademark out there. Put her in BotBots with all the other plants, and then you could do a Botanica later on. Mikey and Louie actually have a really good Botanica, 3D printed. And speaking of Mikey and Louie, what will they make if they run out of Titan class ideas? Oh, I don't think there's too many big Transformers that they could do. Because it's like, number one, if they run out of Titan classes, then they just come on back. You know, hey, let's revisit G1 Metroplex again. Let's revisit G1 Fortress Maximus again. You know what? We're going to revisit Devastator again, G1 Devastator. You put enough time in between it, they'll just revisit it again. They'll just do it all over again. Look, what was it? 2014, 2013 was Metroplex, you know? So it's already 10 years old. They could do it again. They could do it again. They could do all kind, and then all like the obvious repaints. Where's our number one? So with Metroplex, where's our Metro Titan? With Fortress Maximus, we never got Brave Maximus. With Devastator, you could do the Medic Shatterglass Devastator colors. With Omega Supreme, you could do the Omega Supreme Action Master Elite colors. It would be terribly and ugly, but it doesn't matter. The point is the repaints are there. So if they were so desperate, that alone is there. Iaconus, that's a good one too. Somcat, that's a very good one. I love Iaconus. He has one toy, and it's not that great, but he's a big city former. No one knows who that is unless they really like Cyberverse, which is a great series. But let me just make sure I'm not missing anything else. Got a lot of questions here. A lot of questions through the green and the super chats. Hit that super chat if you want to ask something. Always supports the podcast. Abraham, Commander Class Broadside would be awesome. I think if they do Titan Commander, I don't care. It'll be cool. I've always liked Broadside. Of the Decepticons triple changers, I've always had a soft spot for Astro Train because he was my first one. I always thought he was the best of the three in terms of doing both modes and a robot mode. With the Autobot ones, Springer is cool because he's cool as a character, but I've always had a soft spot for Broadside just because it was such a cool toy and design, like the original toy. You could barely see him over there, but and then I always look at the Titan's Return one, which is awesome too. Titan class Botanica, 1x1 scale flower. That'd be pretty cool. Give us a Titan class. I always say Titan class Wheelie from Revenge of the Fallen, so it could be 1x1 scale. Michael Koo for the U.S. side will probably see a Magic the Gathering G1 Optimus, G1 Megatron card in his alt mode before we get a new fully coveted. Funny you mentioned that. I got the secret layer right here too. From did I screw up the thing? From
Megatron must be stopped,
here?
no matter the cost.
Secret layer, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. They sent that to me, Wizards. Thank you, Jason from Wizards of the Coast, for sending me that. That was pretty cool of him. Again, Hasbro, thank you for sponsoring the channel all these years, sending cool stuff. I remember getting Broadside at Walmart for $15 on sale. Fantastic. Fantastic T-Formers 2000. Great figure. The little aerial bots on the sprue that you could plug on him. What a great figure. What a great figure. Like those are like figures that come around once in a while and you go, wow, what a fantastic figure. And people sleep on them, you know? People sleep on those designs. They really do. Animated Omega Supreme. There you go. Animated Omega Supreme. Take the arc, do a little bit of retooling. I believe that was the General Techno auction that sold ridiculously well. You know, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that stuff. Ooh, we got some super chats popping in too. We'll get to you guys. We'll get to you guys in a moment. Titan class crossover. Yeah. The Enterprise idea from the IDW book. There's plenty. There's plenty. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Star Trek Master Toy license is still with Hasbro too. So that's even more of a possibility on top of that. And then if you want to get crazy, we're even getting into crossovers. All the other stuff, Power Rangers, you could do a Megazord crossover, Titan class. The sky's the limit. If you have creativity, there's ideas that could do that. And these guys are getting paid to be creative. So I'd only hope that they have those ideas too. Black Crow Vengeance #1. What kinds of aerial bots, Constructicons haven't been conceived in the Transformer franchise yet? Are we talking about combiners? I mean, outside of the Japanese stuff that hasn't been done recently, that had updates, but all combiners in some shape or form have gotten toy versions at some point. So, but in terms of modern stuff, that's a completely different discussion, though. Prince of Phalanx 59 with the YouTube member question: will Hasbro do combiners in 2024? I think they will. I think Menasor was very well received. They really liked it. And you saw how they did take advantage of those molds. They did the main run. Then they did the G2 colors. Most of them, not all of them yet, but they're doing the G2 colors. Then they did that box set that also had different colors. So that already shows us the template of one combiner set. And then, of course, they took those individual guys and also did other characters out of them. Did little repaints of them. So we're going to see it for sure. Like, you know Andeseed Hot Rod chair yet? What happened? I wish. You know me. It would be the Hot Rod chair 100%. Manning Fresh with the $5 super chat. You're a new one. Thank you, Manning, for the super chat. Do you think we will get a Studio Series 86 Shockwave or Soundwave? Soundwave, I feel we're going to get an update. Evan constantly talks about that. Constantly talks about how the Soundwave that was made during the John Warden era, Earthrise, Siege, that mold, that sculpt, is vastly different than the Mark and Evan era with the blaster. And they want something that scales better with it. So 100% we're going to get some kind of new Soundwave. Shockwave, that's a tougher one. The Siege one kind of did what everyone wanted, but not really. So, I mean, you kind of got, excuse me. You kind of got it, but you kind of didn't, you know? A lot of garlic I had today. A lot of garlic. Horned Owl, as a Navy veteran who served broad on aircraft carriers, the USS Kitty Hawk, I am partial to Broadside and would love to see a Titan figure of him. That's pretty cool. I always love those. I always love those aircraft carriers. They're such cool designs, you know. they're flat. So because they're flat, that leads it open to a lot of ways to hide pieces and parts and everything. So it's really cool. James says, "Okay, what did I miss? You didn't miss much, brother. Don't worry, we'll post the replay of this later today." Mike says a Studio Series 86 Soundwave should be included with all his cassettes as well. Well, that's if you do it as a leader class. You could do a Voyager Soundwave, and then you could throw in some cassettes to balance the budget. I always say look at like what they did with leader class Studio Series 86 King Starscream and how they balance that. Include some extra pieces, include the throne. So in this case, it would be a bunch of little cassette dudes. Maybe not all of them, because I mean, when you say all of his cassettes, are we talking just the season 1 guys? Do we include Buzzsaw in that, or are we just talking, Rumble Frenzy, Laserbeak, and Ravage? Are we talking and Buzzsaw? Are we talking what about Slugfest and Overkill? Are we talking those guys? Are we talking the expanded of that? So, where are we going to get our other cassettes? So it's something where I could see them doing like 3 or 2, including 2 free or something. No, more than that. More than that. I could see them doing the 4 maybe. Kevin PH with the super chat. Does Broadside get too much hate? Also, Broadside should turn into an aircraft carrier and a space shuttle or a boat and a jet. I always feel that he should be a jet and he should be an aircraft carrier. I like to keep true to that. He doesn't necessarily, like the original Broadside was a very vague kind of jet. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a jet, and it really had to, the toy was a vague jet. It's not a Boeing, but it's not really any specific kind of jet. You could look at the fine details and go, oh, maybe it's an F-15, but at the end of the day, he could really be any kind of flight plane. So they could just do whatever makes it look good in a lot of ways. That's the way I kind of see it. What we'll do in the meantime, I know you guys posted some super chats. We'll get to your super chats in a moment. I'll let some more build up too. We're gonna talk about some stuff we got today because a friend of mine came back from China. They took a nice big trip to China to see family, and they brought me some little gifts. Nothing too major. I didn't even know this was out. This was out in retail in China, and this is the Jada Toys Micro Nano Hollywood Rides. I just wanted just for the Technodrome, so I thought that was pretty darn cool. So he got me that. He also got me a sealed Pokemon ramen noodle cup. And the only reason why he got it for me because my boy Gengar is on it. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, it comes with stickers too that are in there. I hope I could get that one then. I'm not going to open it now because I'm going to eat it. I think it's not expired yet. Expires next year. Okay, so we're still good. I'm going to eat that at some point. It's got Eevee on there and a few others. So pretty cool. Got my boy Gengar. And the cool one, and we're going to probably open it up today because he knows I love Mega Man. It's in my name. And he couldn't find any good Mega Man merchandise I didn't already have, so he brought me a blind packed Astro Boy instead, which is, what inspired Mega Man. So this is what we could probably get here. You get Astro Boy like in black and white because the original cartoon was in black and white. That's how old Astro Boy is. With the boosters, we got some color wave colors, got some chase ones. So we're gonna open this live. Let's see who we get. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get this one or this one, but we'll see what we get. Let's see what we get. And here's let you see what we could potentially get. We'll crack it open. Open it live. See what we get. There we go. Let's see who we get. Oh, they always put it. It's true. They put it in these things. So I guess so you can't. Is there a trading card in there? Well, the trading card says black black and white. So maybe I got the black and white one. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the tear on this? Is there a tear on this? No tears. No pull tear. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Who did we get? Black and white. I guess yeah. I guess that spoils it in a way. Oh man, that is some paint. Woo! Look at that. That's kind of cool though. Look, it even has like the chest actually is hollow and it has like a clear where that's like his spark was in there. Very cool. Nice little PVC Astro Boy figure that's going in the manga room. Shout out to. Oh, is there something else in here? What else is in here? Something else in here. Eh. Oh, silica gel. That's in there. I was like, what else is in there? Is there accessories? Fun fact, guys, if you're a card or comic book collector, it's great to put these next to your cards or comics to keep moisture away. If you live somewhere that has a lot of humidity, it's good to keep these, but keep them out of reach of animals and children. Very poisonous. Back in the day when you used to get your Bakon box set, you get like 3 of these in the box. Good stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Just wanted to open that live for you guys. I figured you guys would dig it. That's pretty nice. Oh my God. You get high on that. Woo. Let's get into more super chats. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. If we were getting a Titan class broadside, do you think Hasbro would do a repaint as a USS Enterprise? See, well, just like Mikey and Louie's idea. I mean, if they do a Titan class, obviously you have to ask yourself, what are you going to repaint that into? But I mean, look at recently, like they didn't do anything with the Ark yet. They haven't done anything with Triptychon. They just finally got around to doing stuff with Omega Supreme. What are they going to do with the Cybertron Metroplex? What do you even do with the Cybertron Metroplex? There's no repaints of that. There's no history of repaints with that. You have the Japanese Galaxy Force version and then slightly different paint for the Cybertron release. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no shattered glass. There's nothing else. So that's a tough one. What up, Aaron? Saw you slink in there. Go check out Aaron's art, by the way. Once again, might as well plug it again. archermonster.com/shop. Go check out his art. What food did you burp, Proto? Timmy, I had samosas. I had a whole bunch of them, and they were filled with garlic, but they were very good. Delicious, delicious samosas. Technical Co with the $5 super chat. Do you think there will be a Titan class Grandis from the Battlestars manga? I wish. I love. Let me just pull out the manga there. I love Grandis. Grandis is so cool. Let's see if they have some nice art of Grandis just for you guys with the battle stars. They don't have any nice art. They have all these nice art in this book. Which, by the way, if you have not picked up these mangas, get them while you can before they sell out on Amazon because they are fantastic. They are absolutely fantastic. There's some of Grandis here. Shout out to Derek Wyatt, rest in peace. He was just as big a Grandis fan as I was. There's the big combine with Grandis, Sky Gary, and Optimus. Great book, guys. The Viz manga hardcovers, if you have not picked them up, they are so cheap. Hardcover manga with color pages, 3 volumes. If you have not gotten it, I don't get it. I'm not sponsored by Viz. I just, as someone that has collected those mangas in Japanese in different tomes with soft covers and low quality pages, it's amazing what they did for the Western translation. Fantastic. I would love to see Grandis. I don't know if they'll do it. That's like something I feel Evan would like to see done, but probably pushes for it all the time. Thank you, Technical Co, by the way, for the question. I think this is your first time super chatting. Very good. Thank you, Technical Co. Good super chat. Rat Bat for Studio Series 86. Mike says just cassettes in the movie with Soundwave. Yeah, so again, like, then you have to have Rat Bat too. It's true, because that would truly be the 86 of Studio Series 86, because Rat Bat was there. Aces on the eye. I laugh at the image of Ratchet trying to fit in Soundwave's chest. Yeah, seriously. Kevin PH with the 199. Oh wait, hold on. James's question. I want to miss James's question. Where is that one? A lot of mass shifting going on there. Yeah, a lot of it. Kevin PH with the 199 super chat. Could you bring back the shoulder buddy? Oh, talking about this guy here, chilling. I don't know if it'll work with this. This is one of my more suit kind of like outfits. Actually, I'm going to be working on this one. I'm going to put a whole bunch of like cool patches and stuff on it, but I don't think it'll work. This one's very thick. It's a very nice thick my casual wear around, but yeah, it's chilling. It's chilling back here. Chilling back here with the Transformer Slag podcast NFT that I was sent. Uh, but yeah, check out the Shoulder Buddies. Those are also on symbiotestudios.com. Check that out too. Brainstorm underscore 2002 with the $5 super chat. What do you think of the Commander 86 Optimus Prime? What will be included with it? I'll do an individual. Honestly, Brainstorm, I'm going to do an individual segment on that because there's so much like visuals I want to show, like what I envision, how they could, like, how is this different from a leader? What is going to be different? What is going to be changed? What obviously will be changed? I mean, I'm just going to pull up this one slide that I was able to throw together quickly. Um, I mean, just look at the differences already from the animation model. Like, look at the truck mode. Look at the front of the truck in the Earthrise, and look at the front of the truck of the animation model. There's a lot of work that could be done. So just starting with that alone is something. Prince of Alex 59 Proto, what happened to the UK buyers getting their HasLab? Yeah, I heard about that. So it seems that the death sources will be delayed for the UK buyers. Look, the way I see it is that's better news to hear than what happened before. Remember what happened with Victory Saber, where there's entire cases of Victory Sabers at the bottom of the ocean now when that boat sunk. I think that was for the Asian market or something. So I mean, better delayed than sleeping with the fishes. Let's put it that way. Something happened. It happens. You know, stuff gets delayed all the time. To quote Miyamoto, creator of Super Mario, better late than never, or better late than bad. Ashna Dawnbringer, they are on Amazon. I have all the nano cars. Oh, there you go. No, they're really cool. Like, I didn't even know this one existed, and my knowledge of what exists is literally me looking at retail every time I go to Walmart and I go into the diecast section. I have all the others. Like, I think the only one I didn't pick up the Fast and Furious ones, but I have the Back to the Future ones. I have the Jurassic Park ones. I have the GI Joe ones. They supposedly were going to make a hot rod of a wave 2 of the G1 one with hot rod, Jetfire, and Sideswipe. But that never surfaced. They teased it, they showed it at Toy Fair, and nothing came of it. Aaron's here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything, guys. Of the greens, if I miss any of your questions, just be sure to repeat them. A lot of his Aaron just popping in. Just want to make sure. Mikey Louie, and get that art book custom drawing. Oh yeah, we're talking about the art book. Yeah, get the art book. I'll put up that slide too. Why not? There you go. Go pick up the art book also. Good stuff. It's all out there on archermonster.com/shop. Go pick up something. Look, the holidays are coming up. Give a good gift to that Transformer fan in your life. You know, give him something of this, man. Give him some nice art of that. That'd be pretty cool. Mikey and Louie, no way. Two can play. Sick 'em. I love Blaster. Where we at? Let me just make sure I get everything here too. Skybound Void Rivals Volume 1 trade paperback is coming. Yeah, that's, you know what? And that's good because issue 1 is really expensive in the secondary market and got reprinted a bunch of times. So the trade would be a good way for people to read those stories. And Void Rivals is really good. I know it's like it's only a small piece of a Transformer story, but it's actually a very good read. I was very happy with it. You know, as long as you tell a good story, you know, that's what I always feel. James Hopkins, do you think they will have a Titan class crossover? Yeah, that's what Mikey and Louie was asking. I mean, that'd be cool if they feel the thing is if Hasbro feels they could put it though, because there's been big crossover items in the past, and in my experience, they always went on sale. Like there was two big items. There was the Death Star Transformers crossover, uh, Darth Vader, and then they did the Anakin Skywalker slash Darth Vader slash Four Changer Super Star Destroyer Like they did another big one like that too. That had like a light up accessory, light up like glowing and everything. And that one also wasn't received well. They both ended up on crazy clearance. So it's tough because you would think you would get both markets interested in that item, but somehow you kind of like, I guess, alienate one. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure like they want to do Transformer focused stuff before they start looking at the studios, not studio series, the crossover stuff. For sure, for sure. Where are we at here? Prince of Phoenix 69 with the Jurassic Park and Stranger Things crossover molds. Do you think Hasbro will reuse those molds? Oh, 100%. 100%. The recent Jurassic Park one, I talked about it in the individual segment. We're going to totally get iguanas from it, from that, whatever, Spitty dinosaur, Della, something with a D. Some, some paleontologist in the chat's going to yell at me, but that one for sure is going to be retooled into iguanas. Um, and the Stranger Things one, I mean, that's a van. That could be tow line, that could be an Ironhide, that could be so many different things. So many different things they could do with that. Sky's the limit with that one. Brainstorm 2002 with the $2 super chat. Where the hell is Legacy G1 Buzzsaw? Well, when they do a brand new Soundwave, they could fix that mistake. You know, I think for them, it's like, do we make a cassette that works compatibly with what the previous guys who worked on the brand? So, like, Mark and Evan looking at what John did before during his time, or do we forge our own way? And I think they kind of want to forge their own way. They're going to revisit Laserbeak again. They're going to revisit Ravage and all the others and do something that's more screen accurate. Dilophosaurus. There we go. Thank you, Rodimus Supreme. Ashnud, that Death Star is still sitting on my desk, transforms at once and never again. Yeah, it's a bit of a shell former, that one. I have it too. I dig it. I like all the little spaceships that came with and stuff from Star Wars. It's a nice little thing. It's always what we always wanted. We always want to have like a Unicron versus the Death Star, and now we have it, even though the scale is all over the place. Prince of Phoenix 59. What's for dinner, Proto? That's a good one. I don't know yet. I don't know. We passed by the Korean supermarket today when we were out shopping. We picked up like this and that, but I don't know. Like we bought like frozen fondue, like thin cut meat of goat. So we're thinking of maybe we're gonna maybe make that. We'll season it and everything from the Korean supermarket. Get some nice, interesting protein in us. Red meat, but a cleaner red meat. Maybe that with bok choy. Not sure yet. I'm going to see how I feel. Mikey and Louie, does Aaron still want our extra TF instructions? You'd have to ask Aaron. I know that when we were at TFCon Orlando, one guy came with a huge box and just gave it to me, and I had to like sift through it and get rid of a lot of the stuff that we didn't need. And I don't know, Aaron, are you are you good? Like, are you good for now, or is there something specifically you're looking for that you want to put out there? Like, if you have XYZ, you'd like more instructions of that. I do know that he doesn't want any instructions that are. Let me just show you guys. Give an example. So, if you have, what's this one here? These are Metroplex. All right. So the old instructions had like more of a gloss finish to them, kind of, where the new instructions, they're kind of more on like a paper and they're not as nice. So Aaron doesn't want any of these instructions. Probably also because when you paint on them, they probably bleed right through and everything, where these ones are much thicker and that doesn't really happen as badly. I remember he said something like that. Aaron, you could speak. I don't want to speak for you. What's up, David Cabal? How you doing, brother? He's looking for an Energon Optimus. So you have technically, man, that sucks because you have to have technically only one release that would have that instructions, unless you count Japanese releases. But you just have the two variants pretty much. You have the regular mouth plate and non-mouth plate version, and that's it. There never was a repaint of it. There was a planned repaint, but it never came out. Never came out. Yeah, you like the glossy paper. Well, it's also I find it's better quality. Like if you compare it side by side. Like this is much more. It's glossy. It's a little thicker, so like it's something where it could handle. It could handle that. Where and this even goes back all the way to even like here's like a Generation One. Which one's this one? Oh, Skystalker, the Micromaster playset. Like it's the same thing. It was more of a glossy paper, and it was really good. I have a whole bunch of them here because I was sorting them myself for my own collection. Where like the new ones here, and this is the recent PowerLink Hotshot that I have him on my desk here. I love him. I think he's cool. Um, it's not the same. It's kind of like eh. It is what it is. But yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. How much time we got left? We got 40 minutes left. We're still good. We're still good in the hood. But going back to like the Titan classes though, like after Tidal Wave, I mean, we're going to be ending this legacy trilogy, if you will. We're going to be ending that, and we don't know where they're going to go next. What's going to be the next, concept? Legacy is going to ride us all the way out into the end of 2024. Legacy United, anyhow. They're just starting to show up on shelves, the United Wave 1 stuff. So we're going to be going all of 2024 with United, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some new direction they're going to want to go with it, combined with the fact that halfway through 2024, we're going to have a movie, and the success of that movie also might steer the ship a little bit. So, Aaron says, I've been doing research on the paper. You all have no idea what goes into that stuff. Not off the shelf. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that, Aaron. You're trying to say we're getting poisoned? David Cabal, been diving into Toy Fair magazine. So many great memories and articles. David, let's grab some Toy Fairs. Grab some Toy Fairs in your honor, David. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's grab a few Toy Fairs, some classics. So what we got here? We got Toy Fair with Angelina Jolie interview. That was the Metal Force Optimus that they had on there. I think this was one of the first times there was a Transformer on the cover, if I remember correctly. And what else do we got? We got some Michael Bay movie action. Wow, that one ripped. The plastic ripped here. We got some. This is Revenge of the Fallen, if I believe this one's right. Oh no, this is not Revenge of the Fallen because this is 2007. So this was the Voyager class Optimus. Then you got the leader class from 2007 with an interview with Harry Potter. First look. And then we got here's the Aaron Archer one, Armada 2002 preview. What do we got here? Look at that. There's a good one. And then here's the big one, Aaron. Bam. Look at that. Transformers, you've waited 17 years for. Number one toy mag, Unicron. I have a whole bunch. I love Toy Fair magazine. Love it, love it, love it. Great stuff. There you go, David. Got your Toy Fair fix. I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of Toy Fair magazines. Have great. Every time I'm in the wild and I find like an issue that I'm missing, I always pick it up. And then it's like it's on my nightstand next to my bed for like weeks because I'm always just flipping through it. Where are we at? I don't want to miss any other questions too. I think Tom Laney asked something. Got G1 the Bumblebee G1 Joe feels cheap to transform. Jaws D picked that one up. I didn't get that one. I haven't picked up any of the G.I. Joe crossovers because I can't find them at a price that I'd be happy with. I'd love to get the Megatron Baroness one, the His Tank one. That one's pretty cool, and maybe the Soundwave one also. But I mean, Jaws D got the Bumblebee one. He says it's good because Jaws D likes GI Joe figures, but he says yeah, he does get that it feels like like the crossover toys. They're clearly done with a different plastic from a different team. That isn't like the Takara guys. Tom Laney transformation was an afterthought. Oh, it definitely was. It's something where it has to work with the O-ring 3 1/4 figure. It has to also have some way that it fits on. It's almost like what we had with the Human Alliance stuff, where it also has to fit in the robot mode somewhere. It's like it's in a lot of ways. It's like a modern Human Alliance, but using GI Joe. James says the Bumblebee and Meg's GI Joe crossovers don't look very good in robot mode and are mega hollow. Soundwave looks good though. Well, I mean, I just want to have the Megatron just because I love the his tank. Always, I had the his tank as a kid, so I've always loved that design. And Baroness is super awesome. So just to get an updated Baroness figure, even though it's just the traditional O-ring again, but to get a new O-ring Baroness, be pretty cool. Manning Flesh with the $5 super chat. How you doing, Manning? Do you think we will get a Studio Series 86 Magenta Hot Rod since there was a G1 release? You mean this beautiful one right there? That beautiful Hot Rod. I love that figure. I would like that. I mean, in a lot of ways, this kind of did it already. It's kind of there. You know, like I always use the reference is the Metal Force. This is the best. If you own one piece of Hot Rod merchandise that represents how he looked in the movie. Now, granted, this isn't articulated. This is like a statue. That's all it is. But the detail on it is so much like the Fliro Deary animation model. Now, granted, it doesn't have to worry about kibble. You know, nothing has to be accurate. It's perfect. So, but I always use this as the measuring stick of, you know, how it should look. And look how great that is. You know, they did a fantastic job even matching the colors. Yeah, of course, you know, yellow knees. You know, they got that. And, you know, the spoiler's a little big. You know, it could have been a little better. This one's a little more V shaped. This one's a little better, I find. But aside from that, you know, I think they did a pretty good job out of the big gate. The big question is what's going to be happening with you back, my bro? You know, the big question is what are they going to do with that toy accurate one that they showed for Velocitron Speedia 500 and then kind of disappeared? That's the one I'm more curious about as the number one hot rod simp in a lot of ways. James Hopkins, thank you, Manning, for the super chat, by the way. But I think, hey, man, anytime I can talk about hot rod, I'm always happy. James Hopkins, they look like something you would get at the dollar store. Well, I don't know about that. There's some really good stuff they're putting in the dollar store now. The dollar store is not what we had when we were kids. Now you could actually get good stuff at the dollar store, you know? So, like I said, Dollarama was picking up a whole bunch of Studio Series stuff here in Canada. So don't knock the dollar store. It's getting better. What did Aaron say? Dang, totally forgot. Do not have the Unicron cover. You don't have that cover, Aaron? Are you serious? Hold on. I'll tell you right now. So it is April 2023, cover 2 of 3. Oh my God, there was variant covers. That's true. Cover 2 of 3. Toy Fair Magazine, issue number 68. So you can look that up on eBay, or if someone wants to hook up Aaron. See me, I had them all bagged and board because I'm a psycho like that. Wonder if this again. You got to get that one, Aaron. What's wrong with you, Aaron? You don't have that one? You're so proud of being on all those covers and you don't have it? Tisk tisk. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Kevin PH with the $5 super chat. He has an idea. Kevin has an idea. Jetfire being a combined 2 modes of 2 jet formers. Well, that's you're saying the Jetfire from animated pretty much. With a red backpack being the transformer on its own. Oh, I see what you mean. Like taking like the Valkyrie pieces pretty much that make the Super Valkyrie. I'm using the vernacular of Macross here where he was based from. And that being a separate component. Well, you know, they kind of did like when you look at the Skyfire they did with the Commander class. You could take all of those pieces and it kind of makes like a super weapon with that chest piece and everything. So, you know, I mean, they could do that. But I mean, if we're going to do another Jetfire, I want to see, let's bring back that old animated design, update that one, do that Gal Geiger kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. And you could use the Jetstorm trademark at the same time, too. 2 in 1. 2 in 1. Thank you for the super chat, Kevin. Good questions, Kevin. Mike and Louie, Aaron, we got Energon Optimus. There you go. Send him an Energon Optimus. He needs it. He needs the Energon Optimus so he has an excuse to draw the drill tank. You know what you do, Aaron? You do the upper body, just the upper body, and then you do the 4 different, you know, Copter 1, Submarine 2, Submarine 4. It was Fire 1, Copter 2, Submarine 3. Digger 4. There you go. Remember the Japanese names of it. Never been T-Formers 2000. Never been much into GI Joe, so glad to save my money on not getting the crossovers. We all have to save our money somewhere. I didn't buy any of those Disney crossover Transformers, although that didn't someone in my life wanting the Optimus one. So I ended up with that. I have that one there. I have that one and the Donald Duck. Thanks to Derek Wyatt for those. Where are we at here? Michael Koo, if you haven't heard, Dollar Tree just reported a huge security breach. Oh, that's great. Got their employee database. Oh, that is absolutely terrible. Well, if your bank is attached to it, then you probably should inform your banks then, if anything. Digger 3, Submarine 4. Thank you. Got it backwards, I guess. Haven't heard it in so many years. Yeah. Grando Comboy. Transform. Fire 1. Where are we at? Tom Laney. I also think also with all the great artwork we have, we need to get back Robo Points. I don't think we'll get Robo Points. The last time they did Robo Points was they did that promotion with let me grab it actually. Is it this one? Is it this one? Oops, just dropped the water. Let me make sure which one it was. No, it wasn't this one. There was one that they did with the movies where you got that exclusive Ravage figure. Let's see which one it was. One moment. Pull it from the archives. Was it this one? It might be this one. There goes the water again. Jeez. Twice now. No, it wasn't this one either. One moment, guys. I know that I had these stickers somewhere in one of my books. Animated. Oh, Japanese. Oh, which book did I have? I had like three big books of all this kind of it's like stickers and cards and all kinds of Transformer stuff. One day we're gonna sit down and we're gonna go through these together. The plan was Black Friday. I was gonna get a brand new a second camera, and Black Friday was absolute doggy doo doo, and there was no deals on anything. So, but I will get another camera, and we'll do some top down. We'll do we could check out cool stuff together. I have some stuff planned for when we do that. Kevin P. Oh no, hold on. Kevin, before we get to your super chats, I want to make sure Michael Koo, Super 7 for the next few years have been given the Hasbro GI Joe O-ring license. Oh, that's interesting. I know you told me that in one of the chats, but that's pretty cool though. I wonder how they're going to go about that because their ultimate stuff was pretty nice. So Kevin PH with the $2 super chat. Is Earthspark canceled? Yeah. Yes and no. It's on its way out. Let's put it that way. Underperformed, didn't do well. It's on its way out. It's not done yet, but it's on its way out. Let's just say don't hope for a season 3. Where are we at? Tom Lady, maybe a book or something. Some artwork needs to be printed. Michael Butcher, what's up, guys? Just got out of LA Comic-Con. Very nice, Michael. Awesome. You get any cool stuff? Sumkiat with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Sumkiat. Thank you. Thanks for the past FOMO advice. Found both Shadow Strip and Crasher at Ross for $7.99 each this week. Bro, that's what I always say. You know, you got to be patient with this hobby. I lived it. You know, I was a nonstop, hardcore, any dime I got collector was spent on Transformers, literally starting with Beast Wars. I was a fan since G1, but I didn't have, when I first watched the 86 movie, I was 4 years old. You know, when 3.5, 4 years old. It's rounded off. You know, when I first watched Beast Wars, I was a teenager. So I had a little money, as a teenager. Did a little bit of hustling. So I was able to start buying stuff. And then when I got my first job, that was like on the bridge of going from car robots, robots in the skies into Armada, was buying everything. And I saw how if you just wait, stuff comes cheap. Always does. And that's why I wait. For every like one figure that gets away and blows up in value, there's like 20 figures that don't. So and then that money that you saved waiting on those 20, you could put towards that one, you know? So and not to mention too, a lot of the Hasbro guys now, they notice like when something does go up in value, they make an effort to try to get it reissued. They're good dudes. Uh, uh, well, we are getting a second season for Mikey and Louie's question. We are getting a second season. It's already recorded, but after that, don't hold your breath. There you go, Joey with Grand Convoy. Grando Convoy. I have both versions of that. I have the mask version and the mouth version. So let's move the camera and screw up everything. Oh, you can barely see it because everyone's in the way. Kinniku Man's in the way. Prima's in the way. There's everybody, kind of. That's the whole. All of that is the Energon shelf. Then you have the Cybertron shelf or Galaxy Force, and above it is Armada. A lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. Ugh. Too much to take in. Abraham with the $5 super chat. Hey, Proto, would a Studio Series 86 Megatron work as a stationary cannon, like an old GI Joe flak cannon? Well, you're saying something that'd be almost like a turret that could seat a figure like a Rumble or Frenzy. Yeah, well, they could do the turret thing. That's like when you look at Galvatron, they get away with stuff like that. But the question is what would fans really want? They want gun. They want gun Megatron. They want something that turns into a gun. I mean, a tank is just a turret with wheels, and the top of a tank is called a turret. So it's something where, to me, I feel, yeah, they could do it. But at the same time, I think they just want to do, it wouldn't be, if it turned into like a turret or some kind of like launcher, it wouldn't be Studio Series. It wouldn't be Studio Series. It would really be its own thing. It would be like something, it would be something that would be like, in like a Generations main line, like a Legacy, United or whatever. Merrill Fabrication, and thank you, Abraham, for the question, by the way. I mean, for it to fit Rumble and Frenzy, though, I don't know. I just feel like the more you get away from that original idea, the more it doesn't belong in Studio Series. It doesn't represent that. So Mayor Fabrication with the $5 super chat. I am making metal weapons in my channel. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. What Transformer sword would be cool to see made out of real metal? I was thinking, I love Prima's sword, aka the Star Saber, with the Matrix in there. If you could make it out of metal and then use a little bit of translucent plastic injected in some areas, because this one's made out of plastic. I love that, dude. Love it, love it, love it, love it. That's one of the cool swords. The other one you can think of is Drift sword. Drift is another one. If you want to use like maybe that Generations one, you could use that one. Those are two that I could think of really good swords. If you want to think of after that, like Road Caesar's team, but there's no modern Road Caesar yet to make swords for that there would be a market. But Drift, Prima, those are two. Prince of Phalanx 59, Proto, do you when the Transformers Kingdom KDEX burning Optimus Primal? Do you I guess when it's coming out is the question? I don't know. It was supposed to ship out to people from Japan. That was the plan. I don't know what happened with that. That was the plan. T-Formers 2002. I'm glad I got the female dual 2-pack off of Amazon sale because it wasn't interested in either of them at first, but Javelin has actually managed to win me over, and it's been a delight. Well, that's one of the figures that, here, I'll pull out mine too. Giggity, I'll pull out mine. This is one where, certain things you could wait, other things I worry if you wait. This is one if you wait, I don't know. And it's a really good set. It's two characters that I don't know when they might do figures of them again. It's two female characters, which that's always a hard opportunity to find. It has that cool Street Fighter 4 versus packaging. The inside of the box is really rad too. The way it's on the inside, it's so not like this is so the opposite of what we've expected from Generation Selects. Look at the way that it's in the box. Really cool little set. Really cool little set. I firmly suggest if you haven't picked it up, anyone, to get it if you're hesitant, because that thing I feel later on is going to go up in money. It's going to go up in money because I don't know when Hasbro is going to put something else out in the future that'll lower the value of that one. In the G1 cartoon, the Decepticon turned Optimus Prime arm into a turret. Well, you're talking about City of Steel. We did get a City of Steel stuff from Super 7 and some third-party companies, so anything's possible with that. Primus' sword from the Marvel comics. I could see that too. But then it would only be compatible with Primus. Which character would you want it to work with? Oh, are you talking about the Sword of Primus that was from Regeneration? Well, that one, I mean, we got it with the Commander class. If you just want to make a metal version of that, I guess. But a lot of people kind of got their fix with the Commander class one. And it's more, I don't know, it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more niche, I guess, in a lot of ways. People who know, people who don't, they're like, well, I got it with my Commander Roddy. Do I need it? That's the business side of me thinking. Prince of Phalanx 59, $5 super chat. How do you think the upcoming Studio Series 86 Springer will improve over the Siege one? That's a good question. That's a really good question because the Siege one, in my opinion, is like perfect. The only thing I could think of is it's not going to be um, with like it's going to be pretty much a blown up version of it. Number one, either it's a blown up version of it. That's the first thing. Number two, it's not a blown up version. It's just slightly larger, and it gets rid of all that battle damage stuff. And maybe they put more emphasis into the weapons. You know, they give him the missile bomb that I got better things to do tonight than die. So he comes with like a weapons pack or something because they can't make him huge. Like they can't like he needs to be like next to a deluxe RC figure and not look crazy huge because it's supposed to be Studio Series 86. So like, come on RC, let's go. And he's like, huge, like as if he's like a Devastator or something. So they're going to have to find a very interesting medium. I think they're going to make it a Voyager class like the Hot Rod and just put a whole bunch of stuff around it to justify the leader price point, which I'm fine with. If they make a really cool weapons pack, imagine if it's an update of the Voyager. It's the Voyager, it's a leader class, it's a Voyager figure, but it comes with the launcher, like that big launcher that he uses on Devastator. I'd be down for that. Accessories from the 86 movie, I'd be down for that. Much like, look, we got a leader class Starscream. It's the Voyager toy, but it came with an accessory from the movie, which was the throne. So I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I'd dig that. Get that big launcher. Have everyone pushing it. Get a little Daniel pushing it too. Michael Koo says some websites take this with a grain of salt, but they are stated that Kingdom Burning Convoy will be released January 2024. Well, thank you, Michael. Always good for the info. And El Kevo also. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Tom Laney, make a Build-A-Figure component parts. Build-A-Figure is always touch and go because if one figure ends up being really hard to get or rare, that kind of ruins the whole thing. That kind of makes it very difficult. That's why, like, you look at building Menasor and how like one piece is more expensive than the others. And then all of a sudden you just have this headache. So it's always a dangerous route to go that because unless the Build-A-Figure is all in the same wave, like Marvel Legends gets away with it because the Build-A-Figure is all in the same wave. So it all ships together. When Transformers does Build-A-Figures, unfortunately, or like combiners, which you could kind of call Build-A-Figures, it's always across multiple waves, across multiple months. And as a result, like then one figure becomes tough to get and then it becomes a nightmare. And That's always a problem. Springer needs more show accurate legs. Well, there you go. More show accurate legs. Get rid of the battle damage. Maybe clean up some of the details. Give him some extra accessories. Make him a very nice detailed Voyager class, and then include that launching cannon thingy for Devastator to be shot at. Come on, RC. Megatron's making his big push, and we gotta push back. Talib, can't wait to see what they did with leader SS86 Springer. I do too. And I know David Cabal does. He's the world's, like what I am the hot rod, he is to Springer. He is the big Springer guy. Brainstorm 2002 with the $5 super chat. Would love a legacy update of Energon Rodimus. Oh, that'd be really cool. Well, Energon Rodimus, that's one where there's like a whole bunch of baked in, like, oh man, I wish I could show you guys. It could bear, oh man, you can't see because it's blocking the way. Oh, gonna screw up the camera. You still can't see it. Damn. My little Energon Rodimus shrine there with all the different repaints. I have the Energon version, the Superlink version, which has like a darker red. I got the black repaint, and I got the two lucky draws, which are the silver and the gold. So I have all of them together. So you could do Energon Rodimus. Oh, and then of course the checkpoint also, but checkpoint's over there. He's not really a Rodimus, but it's the same mold. And then you got the Thunder Clash. That's over there too. That's the Bakon one. So yeah, you got tons of repaints with that. You could do Rodimus, then you could do the black repaint, then you could do the checkpoint colors, then you could do the Thunder Clash colors, then you could do the gold repaint for Primus. You got 5 right there. That's an easy one. And then I'm pretty sure there's something they could retool it into another long-nosed truck character. Turn it into UK Powered Master Ironhide. Look that one up. That's a very obscure UK figure. You could repaint it into that. Do a very weird repaint. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. Is the Transformers RED line done? Seems like it. They haven't been talking much about it. I guess sales weren't that great for it, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't really picking anything up from it. It was too expensive for what you got, and it wasn't made for me, and I accept that. It was made for more casual fans. The people who bought Marvel Legends were the people who engaged with it, and those guys are not Transformer fans. There might be crossover a little bit, but not much. Prince of Phalanx 59, when are we going to reveal the Studio Series 86 swoop? BMAX said we have another live stream in December. We don't have the date 100% yet. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the reveal at the Singapore Comic-Con next week on Saturday for the Titan. And then probably the socials on Hasbro Pulse will announce the next live stream. And then BMAC will probably cover that with Evan and Mark, and everything will be good. I'd ask BMAC, but he's actually on vacation right now until the end of the year. I hope you're enjoying everything. He's not in the office right now, so. And I'm actually waiting something in the mail from him. I was supposed to get it 2 months ago, but it got delayed. Talk about confusing. We have Power Master, Power Masters, 2 words, and Powered Masters. Yeah, well, we also have Cyberverse, the price point, Cyberverse, the show, and like we have Energon, the accessory, Energon Powered, Energon the show. Welcome to being a Transformer fan. Welcome to being a Transformer fan. We got 13 minutes left in the live. Get your questions in. We are almost done tonight. Again, I apologize for running late. We're going to have to, after we're done tomorrow on Sunday, I'm going to tackle the computer and try to figure out what happened. Big update. Everything got wiped. I'm going to have to fix everything for the future so that does not happen again. I do not want everything to get late. RID would have been great if we got a G1 Nightbird. Well, RID would have been great for me, and I'm going to say this selfishly, but they shouldn't have done selfish stuff. But RID would have been great for those characters that aren't common. We did, hardcore fans didn't need an RID Soundwave, Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream. We didn't need that. But I understand why they did it. How do you not do a new Transformer line and not do the greatest hits? Not do the Legendary 7? I get it. But what would have spoke to hardcore fans? All, Quintessons, Nightbird, Autobot X, Alpha Trion, stuff we didn't get. Stuff we didn't get. But of course, they won't do it because that wouldn't have sold well. Not that it makes a difference, because in all honesty, the line didn't sell well to begin with. Probably the best stuff out of the whole line was the Transformer Prime characters. Those were probably the best stuff. The RC was really good. The Knockout is really good. Those ones look good. But aside from that, pass it up, most of it. Mikey and Louie, what HasLab will be next after most likely Primus coming? Who knows? We'll have that info soon enough. Tom Laney says, thanks for the, I guess he means thanks for the live stream. Great as always, Proto. Thank you, Tom Laney. Thank you for coming by and enjoying all we do here on the pod. And thank you for being a supporter. Ron Diaz says, Proto, sorry I've missed a few weeks. There's been some great UFC fights, girlfriend's birthday, friends visiting, much love. Brother, it's cool, man. I do it on a Saturday night. People have social lives. I get it. It's totally cool if you can't show up, brother. I mean, look, that's why, like, when a lot of people, they always ask when the live stream ends, it goes on like private for like half an hour while it gets encoded by YouTube, so they make sure that I didn't swear or I didn't, let you people know what's really going on in the world, so they could close the channel. They watch over it, and then it gets uploaded usually like a half hour after that. So if you have to watch the replays are where it's at. Michael Koo has a super chat. I missed one. Oh no, I got it. No, he asked, is when the RID line done? I got it. I don't think it's done. I just think that it's probably maybe on hiatus because it isn't selling well. It's one of those open-ended lines. I feel like, oh, it's not doing well, let's not do anything now, but maybe like in a year, if we could figure out some characters that would make sense. Like you do the RID line with Transformers 1 characters that they feel don't fit in with a transforming line. I don't know. There's probably something there that could be done. Kind of like when we had that Robo replica line with the movie stuff, where it was like you have all these movie toys, and then you had Robo replicas, which were non-transforming movie toys that were kind of Revoltech, but not really Revoltech. I'm pretty sure one day I'll talk with Aaron about all the movie stuff and why this line existed and why that line existed. But save that for the future, for another time. Mikey and Louie remake Magnaboss and Tripredacus, 100% with no GPS and no clear plastic. 110%. Ron Diaz, I actually like the RID line. I want Ironhide, Cliffjumper, Thundercracker, and Springer. Well, Cliffjumper I could see happening, and Thundercracker because of repaints. The other ones, I don't know. They'd have to make new molds. Michael Koo, thanks for the support. Giving Proto the money is more important to me. No, Michael, no, it's cool, man. I want to make sure I get your questions. That's the whole point. Like if people ask, I want to make sure I get your questions in. It's just because so many stuff keeps popping up, so sometimes I miss stuff. So I want people to point it out. I never want to miss the questions. You guys ask really good questions too, so Brainstorm 2002 with the $2 super chat just saying legacy bot. He could be an accessory. I'm actually surprised like they haven't done him as like a small because he would be small. Like if you had like a deluxe class, you could have a little bot. If anyone knows B.O.T, the very last episode of season 2 of Generation 1, I could see them including something with it. Like when we got Trax or something, like one of the smaller deluxes that probably would have had the budget. Prince of Phalanx, do you think we will get Thunderclash? I firmly believe when we're going to see a retool of Menasor, well, not Menasor, of Motormaster, I think it's going to be done into Thunderclash. The way that trailer back piece works with everything, I just feel like it looks like they could do Thunderclash out of it. That's just here. I really do. And I love Thunderclash. I have the original. You can barely see him over there with the other UK guys. I have the Machine Wars one. I have the Bakon ones. I have the homage that they did in Transformers Prime with the Legend scale. I love Thunderclash. UK exclusives were very common in Canada, so we have a little bit of nostalgia for them. Same thing like Jaws D, like Stalker, UK Stalker, the G1 UK toy. Like he had that as a kid because that was just what was available to us at that time. Ron Diaz with the gold super chat for $10. Thank you, Ron. Started collecting since Siege, and I noticed that the value in those figures have maintained their value throughout the years. But the new Legacy has had a massive price drop. Well, how it works with value is it's always like the figure comes out first, right? And it right away spikes up because it's a new toy, people want it. Oh, I don't see it on shelves. Like, oh, I have terrible distribution. People get impatient because wow, I'm seeing online that these people are getting it or people are scalping it on eBay. So it goes right away up. And then it goes down a little bit when the population actually starts showing up in retail everywhere else. People stop, scalping it because there's tons of it out there. Then there's a sale. The thing is, right now, we're looking at the sales part of it. We're like, we're in, I call it the Black Friday black hole because you have Black Friday. Well, you have Black Friday week, pre Black Friday, Black Friday, Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday, Black Friday 2.0, Cyber Monday 2.0, pre-holiday season sales. Then you have Christmas sale. Then you have, at least here in Canada, Boxing Day sale, end of year sale. So there's this like black hole of like a good almost like 1.5 months of just everything's on sale, everything's cheap, just be patient. So that's, the legacy stuff is kind of unfortunately suffering from that. Also, a lot of the legacy characters were characters that had good toys before. Like, do you really need legacy Transformers Prime RC when the original toys were really good? Do you really need some of those characters? So a lot of them, didn't have that like I got to get that figure like say DevCon. What's the best DevCon? That one. What was there DevCon toys before? Yes. Were they any good? Not really. You know? So it's something like that. Sandstorm for Wave 2 Legacy United next year. Yep, that's on the list. We did a segment talking about it. Everything we're getting for 2024 for Legacy United. Go check out that segment. Energon Wing Saber. I think that you don't do a Wing Saber in Energon Wing Saber until you do an Energon Optimus. You do that first as a commander class, then you do the Wing Saber. And that'll definitely be popular because the original Wing Saber goes for crazy money. Goes for crazy, crazy money. So, Prince of Phalanx 9 Proto Man Canada should have a big Amazon Boxing Day crossover. I wish. Amazon.ca, the Canadian version of Amazon, is not as good as the American version. It's better than what it used to be. It used to be terrible. It's better now, but it's still not as good. Prices are still much more expensive. The exchange isn't as good. And God forbid you're a mint in box collector. Everything just gets destroyed in the mail. They send it to you in a padded envelope. Everything gets crushed. So Amazon Canada is not the best thing. It's good. It's good if you want to get like a bike pump. Like, if you want to get something that isn't toy related, yeah, then that's good. Even books, man. I buy books. They show up destroyed. I'll buy like a novel of something that I legitimately just want to read, so I don't really care about the condition of the book. And they'll put it in a box that's 3 times bigger than it needs to be, and by the time it gets to me, every corner is crushed and destroyed. Remember, I think I showed you guys once. I had a Magic the Gathering art book. Like one side was like just completely smashed. It is what it is, unfortunately. It is what it is. But getting back to Ron Diaz's, question, like, yeah, look, there's massive price drops right now. I do feel though that I'm really curious to see after the holidays are done and there's still leftover product. Like, look, I went to Walmart today. I went to go pick up some stuff, went to pick up some batteries and everything. And I saw there's so much Earthspark. Like, this is like right knee deep in the Black Friday sales that we're still in that black hole of Black Friday. There's so much Earthspark product. There's still plenty left over of Rise of the Beasts. When we get over that holiday hump, and now none of that stuff was bought even for Christmas presents, What are they going to do with all of that? I'm telling you, all these closeout stores, Ross, they are going to end up with so much of that stuff. We're going to be seeing deluxe Earthspark and Warrior and all of that. We're probably going to see that for so cheap. So if you're thinking of buying Earthspark stuff, I literally like, unless it's like a like, oh, I really want that Tacticon. Okay, pick up that one. But I mean, some of that stuff is going to go crazy. Like those spin changers, the ones that come with the little human figures, those things for sure are going to end up at like Ollie's by like the case. I just have like a feeling here. That stuff's going to be so cheap later. For sure. For sure. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything else. Want to make sure here. Prince of Fangs. What will be the next Studio Series 86 figure after Prime? I don't know. I have a huge list of Studio Series 86 stuff we're supposed to get. Type Transformer Slag Podcast Studio Series 2024. We talk about all the listings for about 70% of the Studio Series line of what we're supposed to get. And on that video is us talking about a 40th anniversary Optimus Prime item. Guess what it was? It was that Commander class. We talked about it a month ago. It is what it is. James Hopkins still waiting for Studio Series 86 Snarl to hit shelves in my area. Hope you find it, man. Those Dinobots always go up in value, but then they go down. Look, they reissued Slag. I'll call it Slag forever. They reissued Slag, so they're good with that. Michael Koo for Walmart USA, folks. The current in-store TF2 packs are available in order on the website, 2 for the price of 1. And it's a good price, in my opinion, especially if you get 2 really good figures. Ashnud, where is my swoop? Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Anyways, guys, we are at the 2-hour mark. We are done tonight. We did very good today. A lot of really good questions. Again, sorry for being late. Made everyone have to run late in the process, unfortunately, but we are at the 2-hour mark of the podcast. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the love and support for the podcast. Makes it always really good. Oh, Ron Diaz put one more question in. Ron Diaz with the $2 super chat. Hasbro put in good use of those Japanese villains. Well, I hope we get a Volinger. I hope we get Super Megatron for the Western market so people could enjoy that one. I hope we get a revisit of some of the more weirder baddies. A lot of those Master Force villains, unfortunately, were kind of like exclusives. Although Overlord was retail, but the others were tougher to get. But great stuff. Thank you again, everyone, for the live stream and showing up to it and just enjoying what we do here. Stay tuned this week. We're gonna do we'll do some in-depth segments about the Commander class Optimus and what's really going on there. So stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go subscribe to the channel. Check that out. If you like what we do here, on top of that, again, like, comment, subscribe always helps. Those are the things that are free. They don't cost you anything, and they help the channel out a lot. Outside of that, check out, the Patreon if you want to support the podcast more. Patreon gives you access to our Discord. We have all kinds of sales on there, so you can learn about those sales, not have to worry about the FOMO. So go check that out too. Again, join the Patreon. The link is down there below. Pick your tier that makes you happy. Otherwise, if you want to be like the green names here that were asking all the great questions, the YouTube members, there's that join button that's right under the video for the join of the YouTube membership. The Patreon link is in the description and the pinned comment if you want to join that. All the great stuff. And again, thank you all for coming tonight. It was a fantastic live stream despite all the technical difficulties this time around. I will see you all next week here on the Transformer Slag podcast. I'm going to go eat, play some video games, and enjoy my time with the loved ones. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.